What's your biggest concern with the Dallas Cowboys this year?
Finding something to complement the running game, and then also the situation with Travis Frederick. Number one, is Travis going to be okay? I think that's the biggest thing with the Guillain-Barré syndrome that he's battling right now. And Joe Looney is a good backup player, but that chemistry between Travis Frederick and Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Lyle Collins, that offensive line, they're not the same without Travis in there. So the one thing that you do well offensively, which is controlling the flow of the game and leaning on Ezekiel Elliott, now all of a sudden that's taken a big hit, and you really don't have an alternative to go to right now. Jason Witten's not there as a go-to. Dez numbers were down last year, but there was a threat on the outside. Cole Beasley has to start playing better. Right now they have no counter if that run game gets shut down. And week one, Carolina's a pretty stout defensive front. Now, a lot of teams are going to look at what Carolina did and say, well, okay, here's how we can slow Dallas down. Not everybody's going to be able to do what Carolina did because they don't have Carolina's personnel. But I think one of the big things that Dallas learned is they definitely have to find something else out there. Somebody's got to scare that defense into taking that eighth guy out of the box. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough road for Dallas here at the start of the season as they're waiting for somebody at the tight end position, at the wide receiver position to step up and be considered a consistent playmaker down the field.
Yeah, that's the big problem. They don't have a go-to wide receiver. And as much as Dez is not a number one wide receiver, he could still help you because there's familiarity and he's a big target for Dak. And you draft a linebacker, you pass on all these. Calvin Ridley was there. You didn't even look at drafting a wide receiver in the first round. I don't know. It feels like they overestimated the wide receiving core here.
I don't know if they underestimate or overestimated the wide receiving core that they have, or maybe they underestimated the wide receiver position going into the draft. The Cortland was a Cortland Sumner from SMU. I know he was one of the guys that they had really targeted. He was the player that they were hoping was going to slide a little bit to him. But, right as the draft was getting close, he started actually moving up the charts. So I think maybe a guy who was a little bit low profile down here in the Dallas area playing for SMU, all of a sudden with some of the things that he was doing at the Combine and some of his pro days, started to race up the charts. And I think that was one of the guys that they were really hoping to be able to get as a wide receiver. And when he was drafted by Denver, I think they kind of went back to staying true to the board, who's going to be the best player at that spot, and it ended up being, Van Der Esch, who's a spot, I think, with the injuries to Sean Lee, with the uncertainty of Jalen Smith, I think it makes sense. But now he's just got to start playing to the level where he's worth that first-round pick.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.